Hey guys, Ron here for Yugatech.com, and today we're going to give you a quick tour of the Canon PowerShot G1X Mark II, a prosumer level camera that will take the place of the original PowerShot G1X as Canon's new flagship camera. Despite of being categorized as a compact digital camera, the Canon G1X Mark II and its predecessor is anything but compact. Unless you're wearing your baggy elephant jeans, it'll be difficult to fit this robust camera on your side pocket or any other pocket for that matter. I mean, don't get me wrong, Canon has trimmed their new flagship camera to make it leaner than the previous iteration. But despite of that, it's still significantly bigger than other compact cameras like the Sony RX100 and its successors, making it a tough choice for consumers who are in the market for a truly compact camera.
As far as construction is concerned, the Canon PowerShot G1X Mark II is as good as it gets. The camera is built like a tank, with most of its robust body made up of magnesium alloy. As you can see, it looks nothing like its predecessor. In fact, it's more akin to the PowerShot G1X in terms of design, in a way that the buttons are less cluttered while still retaining that macho look. Right from the get-go, you'll easily notice some of the components that Canon took out of their new flagship compact camera. Gone are the tunnel type viewfinder, the dial on the top of the grip, and the two-story dial which originally controls the shooting mode and the exposure compensation. The omission of the pass-through OVF is not going to be that big of a deal for most users, but for the sake of those who are used to eye-level framing, they can opt to get the optional electronic viewfinder that attaches to the G1X Mark II's hot shoe. As for the dial at the top of the grip, Canon replaced it with a ring that is placed around the lens, and it clicks to just below the manual focus ring. Apart from the omission of the exposure compensation dial, the only two differences between this camera and its predecessor is the inclusion of the play and preview button beside the on and off button, and the flash release lever, which is now situated on the left flank just above the speaker grill. It's worth noting that the play and preview button, as well as the Wi-Fi key, also doubles as an on and off switch that activates your camera from the off state. Now let's take a look at the camera's back panel. As you can see, it has an almost similar layout to its older brother, with the exception of the S button, which is now located just below the record button, and the addition of the a dedicated Wi-Fi button, which is placed just above the thumb rest. To avoid accidental presses when shooting, the portion where the record and the S button are located are slightly recessed than the rest of the buttons on the back panel. Speaking of buttons, the G1X Mark II inherits the same button layout as its predecessor. There is the four-way scroll wheel with the function and set button in the middle. Moreover, the four buttons located at the top and the bottom portion of the scroll wheel are also present, albeit there are some changes in the functions of these buttons. Now let's talk about the G1X Mark II screen. On the previous model, users can tilt, flip the screen in all sorts of directions, making it easier for them to see their composition in various angles. Sadly, they can no longer do that in this camera. But all is not lost. I mean, this camera still allows the user to be creative with their composition by allowing them to flip the screen downwards up to 45 degrees and upwards by as much as 180 degrees, making it easier for them to take selfies. Another thing that's worth noting about the G1X Mark II's display is that it now has touchscreen panel. With this, users can easily change settings or access different menus on the camera without having to fiddle with the external buttons. Rounding up the list of the G1X Mark II's external components are the battery and the ports compartment. The former is located at the bottom of the camera, which hides the battery and the SD card slot. Meanwhile, the ports are located underneath the flap. These three buttons are for the audio, video out, and USB port. There you have it, guys. That's a quick tour of the Canon G1X Mark II. Don't forget to check the link below to view our full review of this prosumer level camera. Thanks for watching and join us again next time.